Hello the channel, welcome back everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you've not been absolutely bored to death over this international break. I think I was kind of on the verge of it myself, to be honest. Did catch a Kazakhstan and Northern Ireland game on Sunday. That was pretty emotional with a wee bit of a hangover. So there we go. So a couple of things. Firstly, any feedback on the sound and stuff, let me know. I've moved to another room now, so see the Henrik Larsson in the background, just get the room sorted out, so hopefully the sound's not too bad. In terms of what's happening, we'll have a quick recap and then we'll do some lineup building. Plans for the giveaway as well. So I'm going to have an October giveaway. We'll do a separate video on that. It's going to be centred around All Star Limited. So basically, picking some winners, they can pick the All Star Limited, and then if we make it into the overall monthly leaderboards, then we'll do something to give away those prizes as well. So it's definitely going to be a giveaway in October as well. So if you're watching this, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, then please do, because you'll need to subscribe to the channel to be able to enter. So in terms of what's happening, some reasonable sort of results at the weekend. The rest looks a bit better than reasonable, so frustrating with Brazil starting Ederson. But at least we know about it. I think he's looking like he's going to play midweek as well. So frustrating because I was like an Alisson Super Rare. I want to use him in the Super Rare competitions. Juranovic, not a bad score. Carles Gil, just being Carles Gil. Tadic and Neymar banging in the big 100. So even this score, I think, has come like 35th. But 424 is pretty good for the leaderboard. So a couple more of those in, obviously, for the overall leaderboard be good. Good score in the cap to 70 limited as well. Some of the other stuff was a bit of a disaster. Run button! The under 23s in particular was, a really good lineup, and Trubin never even started. So Lila Abada got injured. Trubin never started. Doku never started. So just a bit of a massive shit show, for want of a better word. But where's the leagues went to? I was going to show you the leagues, but I don't know where the bloody hell they've went to. They're under play. So overall leagues. So All Star we're doing okay there actually. So let's see the actual teams. So for a 35th and a 15th, which is quite good. This has been a bit of a proper sort of bummer score as well. So there's guys that are way up, guys leading like 1-2 All Stars or whatever, but still loads of time to go as well. All Star Rare Pro has not really been going great. All Star Super Rare hasn't really properly got going as well, so not been able to prioritise it. All Star Limited, Sesko, that's just I don't know why he never played against San Marino, so that was lining up quite well, that team. If you look at that team, it was a really quite a nice score, and then had the DNP. So yeah, we're quite confident though with the All Star. Keep pressing the wrong button. The All Star run the next month, that if we can give away some prizes individually every week, and then have a run at the overall leaderboard as well. So we're going to pick the All Stars again, because that's the theme just now, with everything all happening with the leaderboards, and hopefully international break behind us. So see here, I've got Donnarumma listed. Just think I'm going to just pass him on now. There's even some talk of he might not play for Italy, for Vicario playing really well for Spurs, and Mary and stuff. So yeah, I don't properly need him. It was a guy who I had for 23s and things. In terms of the choice for midweek, so Camilo Vargas is actually in really good form just now. And Chile aren't really any great shakes. Alisson, Ederson thinks going to start again, so that's at 90%. So it's taking a wee bit of a risk, but I think with that 16% playing against Peru, they're probably going to go with Ederson. Central defence wise, so this is a kind of interesting one here. Cyprus were pretty poor against Scotland, although Scotland played very well. So Laporte maybe comes into the reckoning here. Akanji is actually a real mainstay for Switzerland, and Andorra looks like quite a good game, so I think I'll probably go with Akanji. So Man City defensive stack here. So I'll just play Rodri as well, actually. hang on, maybe we will. So totally going for a Man City stack here. So Rodri. Yeah, actually, I mean, I think he'll play again, and he put up quite a big base in the last game as well. I do have my eye here on doing something a wee bit unusual and actually playing Haaland in the All Star, so that's interesting. But the theory behind that would be play Haaland and Odegaard as a sort of mini stack, and Georgia, get really absolutely hammered by Spain, so they look pretty poor. So that's one option. Messi, I think, is travelling with the squad, so from that point of view, you'd have to expect, even if he gets some time against Bolivia, Brazil took 5 goals off them, So yeah, I think I've got to play Messi, to be honest. Just a nice position to be in, obviously. As Harry Kane would say. And then Odegaard doesn't qualify for the under 23s. I think my only under 23 goalkeeper's Carl Hein, who's just been playing pretty well actually. Looks a good goalkeeper, but conceding a lot of goals. So I think in here, I'm going to go Haaland actually. And then captain wise, I think the problem with Messi is that you could captain him. There's talk of him managing his minutes, etc. as well. So I think I'm going to go captain Haaland. Norway really need to win this match as well, and the only hard decision in there is whether I put Haaland in that position and then play Odegaard in there, which is some nice choices actually. It's not that big a game week and stuff in terms of teams playing, but it's good to have those choices. We'll go through and we'll pick the All-Star again. So All-Star Rare, again, is, one I've got a bit of choice in. So the frustrating thing here is, even with Trubin, usually the Ukraine goalkeeper, Benfica didn't start him. Now Ukraine's not starting him. Oh, for God's sake. Just somebody give him a game. The guy's, anyway, I'll shut up now. That's not what this is about. It's about lineup building. So I think we'll go for the Old Faithful in here. Ederson could go for that in there as well. I think we'll go for Rodrigo Ray. Never seems to let me down, this guy, to be honest. So, and it acts as a wee bit of a differential. So 14.5%, so a really nice XP level, and also it could just be one of those weeks where the internationals don't go in people's favour in terms of scores. You see here I've got some choice, but not outrageous choice like at the weekends. Kanji again I could use. Big Eduardo I think has to play. Guy's been absolutely brilliant this season. I mean, he's been really on form, and that's quite a good home game as well. Midfield position, Thiago Almada would be really tempting, as is McAllister, but Almada doesn't usually start for Argentina, which shows you how good they are in terms of choices. So I'm going to go for Odegaard because Georgia looked proper poor, to be honest. They just looked really quite poor and conceded a lot of goals with low in confidence. And Odegaard's a main man for Norway. Messi, I'm going to have to play. Even if he comes off bench for half an hour, I just think he'll capable of doing a 70 or an 80, no problem at all. So you expect them still to score against Bolivia, even in 30 minutes. Then the last position, interesting. Estonia, Kallheim played well, but Sweden had loads and loads of chances. The problem for Wodoku is that Bakayoko get another assist and he looks pretty good as well. So there's loads of choice there, but could sort of preempt the rotation a wee bit. Again, I'm tempted to kind of use him in there because it is a risk, but Estonia just don't really look that good, and also Brazil are away to Peru, so that's an interesting one. Could really go that way, or hang on a minute. This is what happens when things haven't updated. There we go. Neymar. So there we go. So that looks like the selection. I nearly forgot about Neymar there. I was expecting him to be right up the top of the averages, but because his last 15 doesn't update until after this game, so we're 100. So he's available for this one. And Peru are not a bad team, but you'd expect Brazil to beat them. So there we go. Messi and Neymar back in the same team again. So that's the interesting one. So that's the All-Star Rare picked. I will pad out some of these other teams, but I'm not going to put them all on the stream. All-Star Super Rare. So it's a bit more restricted midweek. You see why I'm having a wee bit of a moan about Alisson Becker here. 2 super rare goalkeepers, and Alisson's projected not to start. So McCagnell got to go in goals. Defender wise, I think he's going to be Kang Sang Woo. He's been pretty good actually. It has been pretty good for him of recent or of late for Beijing Guan. Midfield wise, I think Wimmer was injured actually. Jens Kajust played the last game for Sweden, but Sweden Austria is not really the easiest game. So you're talking here about Luciano Ferreira or João Pedro. João Pedro's not really been hitting any heights actually, and this is kind of not a sort of priority type team. So probably going to go with Ferreira. Leila Bad is injured, so again he would be my main man here. And Eduardo Sash has been brilliant this season, but he's injured as well. Alan Marinelli is tipped to start. Tipped? Can he talk tight? He's tipped to start, so he'll go in there. And then provisionally, I don't think I'm going to be rolling out an under 23s just because it has to be Trubin. So, I'm probably just going to put in Valentin Gomez in there as well. Really good, talented player. Awesome player, actually. Really the type of guy I wish Celtic would sign, left-footed centre half. So go for captain as Kang Sang Woo. So yeah, that gives us an aim at the All-Star Super Rare leaderboard and all that sort of stuff as well. All-Star Super Rare still to pick too. So we'll pick that, and then that'll probably do us. I think Ederson's got to be the standout based on fixtures and all that sort of stuff. I conceded the last game, so there we go. Because it's the Pro, and to see what we've got left in terms of Super Rares, so could be an argument for breaking up that All-Star Rare team and just bringing guys in here, but it might just be a case of Junior Alonso. Just a check. I don't have my Play Sharper up here because I'm the admin now, obviously, for Celtic, so when I go in, it goes into the background in Play Sharper, and I've got that set up. So I'm just going to have a wee look at my phone here actually and see what the prediction is here for. Yeah, Junior Alonso's not predicted to start either, so that's when we're getting into the point here where I'm kind of struggling a wee bit. Could just play João Pedro in here actually. Playing Bragantino, so he has been starting for Gremio, so we're kind of looking for a decisive. Player used to be really good actually in Serie A, but just not really done anything. But he is capable of goals and assists. Defender wise, so you see here I could pull across Valentin Gomez, but then kind of weakening that team, and to be honest, that's looking a bit stronger than this team is at the moment. So I go for a Kanji. Forward wise, just take a risk and go for Doku in here actually. Rodrigo as well. I've listed one Rodrigo, but the main reason for that is because fortunate enough to position to have two. And then the last position here, so we've got some pretty good options overall, but I didn't go with Alexis McAllister because Bolivia looked a bit poor there against Brazil, albeit Brazil are really good, And I'm just going to captain Akanji. So midfield wise, could change my mind here and just put in just play 5 rares, which I just never do in the Pro, but just because it's such a restrictive game week, it's a bit harder to fill out the different teams, and I think the All-Star Super Rare, it's worth taking a wee bit of a chance in that midweek. You just never know what happens. Like maybe Messi does get arrested, that type of thing. Maybe Neymar doesn't get a goal. So you bet your bottom dollar with these leaderboards and stuff, you'll have guys in there running all sorts of ridiculous players like Messi, super rares and all that type of stuff. So I might change the balance of that, but that's the kind of main teams padded out. So 4 teams. I think there's much more beyond that. I will pick and pad out the other teams as well. So back to the overview. Picking up with tier 3, I think that's going to hold for around about tier 3. Helps the leaderboard a bit as well. In terms of what's happening with the old gallery too. So I have made a couple of moves here. So Firstly, I picked up Crumry. He's the backup goalkeeper for Salzburg, or him and Mantle. Reasonably highly rated young goalkeeper, and he's pretty cheap, so it's a long term buy. Picked up Island Mesley. I just think that Leeds will improve. Not been that good at the back, but he just looks quite underpriced. Like, he's kind of nailed that place. Leeds have brought in some defenders. Runar Runarsson have brought in, won a place at Cardiff, and also he was an option for playing over the weekend as well in terms of the double game week for Iceland. So that gave me some good sort of choice there. Lewis Shooting's a young prospect, so very cheap at 30 quid. Livakovic again brought in for the limited team, but I bought the champion edition so I can keep that going forward. I think he'll be brilliant at Fenerbahce. Maxime Decker I picked up. That's the cheapest he's been for a while. Playing for AZ's sort of under team in the Intercontinental competition. News I'm keeping after I won him, and Stojanovic have decided to turn over, so somebody wants a goalkeeper. Open to negotiation there. So anyway, that'll do us. Don't worry, over egg it. It's not really that busy a midweek, but it looks like we've got some fun stuff coming. I think we've got maybe some EPL cards coming this week. It's kind of 3D cards. It looks like we're definitely getting some Milan cards or some Serie A cards from the looks of the treasure hunt stuff. And then we've got a huge weekend coming up. We've got Celtic versus Dundee on Saturday. We'll put the prediction up in Play Sharper already, so you can go and have a look there, and hopefully we can get some good results from On The Hoops FC. So I've changed the name as well. So that'll do us for just now. Release more details in the coming videos about the October giveaway. There will definitely be an October giveaway. You'll have to be a subscriber to the channel. So if you're watching this video and you're going to enter that, then please do subscribe just now. I'm going to go, and we'll end with a customary ending. Good luck and go fuck.